ये सब प्रोसेस मेरे मेन से बाद से काम करता रहूंगा सुबह से।
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Let's run on board with Edworks. Turn 1 and 2, a sweeping entry that tightens quickly with DRS. It's a prime overtaking sport into the S's. Turn 3 through to turn 7, demand perfect rhythm and balance. Turns 8 and 9, arrive fast. It will punish any braking area. Turn 10 will be a flat out coming up here. Sitting up to the hairpin on the left. A smooth exit towards turn 12. Turn 12 coming up. This leads us into Spoon. A long double apex left-hander. This will define your run towards the 1R30 or 130R. This is turn 15, 130R flat out at an astonishing 295 km per hour. No margin for error, no margin for hesitation. This is the Casio triangle, turn 16 through to turn 18. Your final overtaking opportunity. So let's see here. Only a dab of the brakes here. Watch this outcome, hits the apex. You need to keep it tight towards the curbs. Curbs help you to rotate the car, flat it through to here. Turn 6, turn 7, hug the apex onto the curb on the outside. Careful for that gravel there. This will damage your lap. Almost flat out here. Hard on the brakes. Throw it into the corner. Flat out on the throttle. Up the gears. Through to turn 6. 10, hairpin 11 left, through to 12. Then we get Spoon, the double apex on the left hand I just spoke about. Small dab on the brakes, bit more here. This turn is off camera, so you will lose grip on the outside. Turn 14 will dictate who you overtake here at the chicane. Through to 130R. Run about 100 meters on the brakes, down the gears, throws the car into the first part of the chicane. Now he wants to hug the pit wall. And he finishes second. 129. We have an exact time from the Mercedes and the Williams. The Mercedes will be in front because it set the lap first, and then it will be the Williams. APX Big, we missed this lap. This guy is very quick, eh? Let's pull up the telemetry, yeah? Through to Spoon, 10-13. This will set you up for 150R. Beautiful exit. Deploy some battery. Up through the gears. Hooks gear number 8. And yeah, turn 15, 150R, it will be flat out. Don't need to wash out a lot. It's a bit of apex there. Bit of curb, hugs the pit wall with a 127.4. 8 tenths quicker than the previous pole lap. I think this will be provisional pole. Let's have a look at the Astons. So this track will have a top speed of about 320 kilometers per hour. Fastest corner will be turn 15, 130R at 295 kph. Slowest corner will be turn 11, the hairpin, at 60 kph. Best overtaking opportunities will be here. This will be your last overtaking opportunity through the lap. And then it will be again at turn 1 with the assistance of DRS. And then again at turn 11, 16 and 17 through the chicanes, which is not easy. Traction control limits that engine revs. Once you go flatted on the next one, lifts a bit, flatted through here. Want to wash it, but not too far. Don't hit the grass or the gravel there. That will damage your lap times. Almost flatted through to here. Only get down to 7th. Climb on the brakes. Then we'll be flat out. Here through to 1010. This will be the slowest corner at 60 kph. Oh well, that was 80. See the second Aston. Down about 100 meter mark, get on the brakes, tries into turn 16, 17 on the throttle, up the gears. Let's start the lap. This will be your fastest you will be going on the circuit at 320 kph. Needs to get your reference points very, very precisely here to set you up through the S's. Very harsh sector this one. If you don't get turn 1 right, it will set you off through the S's and you won't get that lap time in. On the throttle, up the gears, through to turn 10, flat out, then on the brakes, roundabout where the curb ends, when your rear wheels go past the curbs there, you want to get on the brakes. Turn 12, flat out, then you get to turn 13, spoon, the beginning of spoon on the brakes here, not a whole lot. Down 1 gear, down to 4th, needs to get the apex or the exit curb here right. So it looks like he abandoned this lap. It's not deploying any battery at the moment. Should be recharging it now. Let's start this lap again. Who will have pole? I think it will stay with Big T. And Crispy has improved a bit on his time with a 128.612, followed by Edworks with a 128.988, almost a 129 flat. Then with Cloaks in the McLaren with a 129.341, and Peter with a 130, with a 130.089. Not far off, but 7/10 it's hard to go and get. Then we have Erasmus with a 130.1 and Smixter with a 130.15, 16 thousandths separating them. Then we have Alfie in the other Williams with a 130.162, which is very close to Erasmus. Those three are separated by millimeters. The lot of them separated by 22 thousandths of a second. Vinton with a 130.182. Again, not a whole lot. And then we have Wayne in P10 at the moment with 130.673. Oh, and Erasmus goes off. Luckily an outlap and not a flyer. Look at that direction change of the F1 cars. It's crazy. Why do we have a yellow flag? It's only a slow moving car, so it will be a white flag for slow moving vehicles up ahead. Only on a prep lap. It's mixed now. Fuel is low, I think this is a cooldown. Pit low on battery through spoon. Stand 14. Down the straight. Now the overtaking opportunity will come here. At the chicane after 130R, which is turn 15. Turn 16 coming up. Turn 17 the left-hander, and turn 18, which is not actually a corner. It's more actually a bend. Yeah, the pit entry. Looks like he's gonna start 1.5 battery. I don't think this will go very good. You need that extra 150 horses underneath you to get optimal lap. Yeah, he abandoned again. Up the gears. Gets into the brakes. 2 gears down. Accelerates a bit. Another 2 gears down. And then it's going to be flat out until turn 16, which is this chicane. Battery almost depleted. Deployment used. You won't get any more deployment out of that battery. And he gets, he pits. He abandons again. He's in P5, so that's not that bad. Let's ride on with Erasmus. I think it's going to be his 3rd attempt at getting a better lap on. Prepping the tires, getting them up to operating temperature. Can't just get out of the pits with new tackies on and attack the lap. The tire will not stick. It needs to warm up. It has tire blankets on in the pits, but it needs about around 80 degrees for the compound to activate. Everybody will run the soft. It's the quickest tire for this session. So we have the C1, C2 and the C3. So the C1 the hardest and C3 the softest. Should be about 4 tenths separating the tires within 1 lap. The softer compound, which is the C3, will fall away much faster than the C1, which is the harder compound, but it will take you longer through the race. Let's see on Peter here at 10, 8 and 9 through to 10, 10. It's going to be flat out. Once you finish the curve there, get onto the brakes, throw that car into the apex, hit that curve, helps the car to rotate. Through to 10, 12, that leads you to spoon, and we've got another slow moving car. He needs to get out of the way. That's a bit of impeding, eh? He was there on the entry. Can't get that minimum speed up with that car there. Edworks 130R with a 290 kph into the first part of the chicane, then 16, 17 and then 18. Hugs the pit wall and over the line with a 129.6. Bit fast. I think there's going to be a rival between Erasmus and Pieter van Niekerk tonight. And we have a DNF Smixter. Or he just retired in the pits, I think. No, it's on track. It's on track. And Windhond. They are done for tonight. I think that's the best they could do. That's the most lap times they could have squeezed out. They said, no, leave me here. I'll do the rest of it on track. 27 laps. An hour's worth of racing. An hour's worth of concentration. Alfie finishes his quali with a 130. Oh, and we have a DNF here. Cloaks into the main straight pit wall. This will cause a yellow flag. Luckily, everybody has started their last flyer, so this shouldn't impede or disrupt any flows. But I think if it was actual F1, this would have been a red flag. Main straight, this would have been a red flag. Only a caution. Erasmus bails out. He settles for P7. Pieter van Niekerk won't do another qualifying lap. He's out of fuel. And I think we only have for Wayne left. He moves into the pits and he will settle for P10. Let's just invite Windhond here. He's having some winterkite. And that's it for qualifying, Oaks. We'll see you now when the race starts. we're just waiting for the race to start. Everybody to select the strategies and adjust the setups, and then we'll be up and racing. The formation lap will start first for everybody to prep the tires, and then the green lights will go on, of the 5 red lights will go on, and then we will be off racing. There we have it, guys. Formation lap started. Our previous race winner, Big T, he finished ahead of the field with 9.3 seconds last Wednesday. Then it was second with Jonko. He's not with us tonight. Third was Donovan. He's also not with us tonight. And followed by him was RSA F1 for Fun. He's also not with us tonight. Been prepping the tires now. Don't want to scrub them too much. This will hurt your first stint. Just need to warm them up gradually. Don't take off too much rubber in this phase of the race weekend. 25 points up for grabs for P1, 18 for P2, 15 for P3, 12 for P4, 10 for P5, 8 points for P6, 6 points for P7, 4 points for P8, 2 points for P9, and the last remaining for P10 will be 1 point. You do not get any points if you DNF, DSQ. You need to finish the race. You need to do 27 laps or 26 if you are lapped to get your points. No points awarded for fastest lap from this year on. And yeah, let's see them parking up in the grid boxes, wait for the lights, and then we go racing. Need to set your car a bit skew to cover off the inside. Big T will have the advantage on the clear part of the racetrack. On the right hand side there will be pebbles from tires being used. Why do we have DSQ? What's going on here? I think we have some sort of glitch. Oh, there we go. And the lights out and away we go. Good launch for Big T. He is quite clear from the Mercedes behind him. Now he just needs to hold this position. There isn't any overtaking opportunities through this first sector. Only at the hairpin at the 10-11. Needs to get this first part right. The other cars all behind is going to struggle with dirty air at the moment. The cars are heavy with fuel. Tires are not on optimal temperature. Just needs to get this car out of the first lap, hold your position, and from there on you can attack. 7 tenths is the lead, almost 8 tenths. Why would we have yellow flags? We have yellow flags. Oh, and overtaking for Wayne from P10. He's already in P7. There's some contact behind from Wintont and Peter. And Smixter is the biggest guy that lost the most positions here. Big T is clear of the RS so far with 1.6 seconds, followed by Crispy and then Edwards, which is on his tail with only 3 tenths separating the two. Let's get the through 1R30. Will he go for the lunge? No, I don't think he will now. He will wait for DRS on the next lap and then try and secure the P2, then chase after Big T and get that win in the bag, which is going to be hard. Big T is a fast oak. Yeah. Everybody opting for the medium except for Wintont and Edwards. Edwards is on the soft. He needs to get this overtake done, make use of that compound, make use of this first stint, and get some time and positions gained here. This tire will not be with him for the remainder of the race. It will only last about upwards to 9 to 10 laps. He needs to get this overtake done as quickly as possible. This dirty air will hurt his tires. Into the hairpin here. This is his first overtaking opportunity for this lap. Will he fancy something? No, he's just going to keep behind. Maybe at 1R30 we'll get alongside him, force an opening there and get the overtake done into turn 16, 17 and 18. Into Spoon, this will be a bit harder than usual because of the dirty air going over the front wing and side pods. Get the exit. This will determine the overtake or not. He needs to get this exit perfect. Then some ERS. Into 1R30 that we go. It's a bit far for overtake here, but he will have DRS on the next. There you see the detection line there at the back. Steering into that diffuser. Let's see what. Oh, and a big snap for Crispy. This will seal the overtake here, I think. Goes for the inside. No defensive measures whatsoever from the Mercedes, and he will give up the position. He knows this tire is much faster than him. The soft will degrade, and he will catch him later on. Lifts a bit. Tire, I think, is trying to control those temps. Erasmus behind Cloaksy, the Sauber and the McLaren. I think this is our next battle coming up. Followed by Alfie in the Williams, which is also not far behind. A bit of a lock up there from Erasmus. First overtaking from the overtaking opportunity for this lap. Will not fancy anything there. And I see that Wayne had some damage. He went into the pits now. We missed that one. He's on the hards now. He will try and push this tire right to the end. Overtaking is not hard here. It is doable. Gets that exit perfectly. Immediately gains time. He's a bit low on ERS. He has to save up for the pit straight with the help of DRS. He will get the overtake done, I think. Overtake there, going alongside with Edwards. Let's see. Alongside each other. I think Erasmus had a lot of action here tonight. Side by side, let's see who. Oh, and Erasmus gives the position to the Williams. Doesn't fancy getting into a battle. Yeah, oversteer is understeer is a very harsh thing in turn 1. It will hurt your lap time through the whole lap through the S's. Lifts a bit there, that causes a bit of understeer. Flat out almost through here, on the brakes, down the gears, throws the car into the corner, up the gears, foot to the floor, through turn 10 into turn 11, which is the hairpin. He's losing a bunch of time. I don't think, maybe he has damage. I don't know. That doesn't look like. Not a clean exit from the Williams. Not a lot of battery. I think it's going to stay a lap behind Cloakzy once again. Doesn't fancy the lunge there. Through 10-17, now 18. Opens the DRS, not a lot of battery remaining. He will need to use that to get this overtake done, which is not going to be able to do, I think. No, another lap behind Cloakzy. Needs to get this pass done. Alfie struggles with 10-2. I think it's that understeer. A lot of understeer on that front axle. Oh, and Cloakzy has a bit of oversteer. Needs to arc the apex here, get a good exit here, and set him up for turn 11, which is the hairpin. Maybe he can get an overtake there. Eats the gravel. Crispin has left the session. Why? Just want to invite him here. This will cause some damage to his race. Alfie needs to save a bit up on battery to get the overtake done on the pit exit, on the pit straight. That car in front of him looks very unbalanced. Very unbalanced. Erasmus behind Alfie. Both of them on dire need of some energy in that battery. Doesn't fancy overtake here, backs off a bit. He's gonna hope for a mistake from one of the two and get the overtake done here on the DRS straight. And you can see here the DRS opens and they won't gain that much on each other because both of them have DRS and not a lot of battery left. Oh, and it is the curb there. The car's running very low to the ground now because of the fuel, and if you go over the curb, it will grab you and it will take you with it until the curb ends. Out of DRS for Erasmus, only battle remaining will be Alfie and Cloakzy at the moment. Cloakzy, oh, and he has a big slide. They make contact, and I think that will be a safety car. 10-second penalty for Cloakzy. Severe collision with Alfie. Don't think that was his fault. That was just a big oversteer. Touch that curb, I think. So that will be I think it's a virtual safety car only for debris on turn 8. Very important to watch your delta here. So easy to get a drive-through penalty. Drive-through penalty entails that you need to go through the pits at pit speed. So you need to activate your pit limiter. That will bring the car down to 80, 40. And Erasmus has a drive-through penalty. Just spoke of it. Speeding under the virtual safety car. So you have to serve this this drive-through penalty in the next 3 laps, not under a virtual safety car or a safety car. And we are up to racing speed again. Erasmus goes to serve his drive-through penalty now. Get out of that dirty air, get your own race, put in the lap times, and hopefully you'll get them at the end of the stint. Smixter goes into the pits. I think he has damage, that's why he's pitting at this moment. Only lap 7 with mediums. Tire shouldn't be gone now. Yeah, he's going to the pits. He has fronting damage. You see that left side of the car went off track. A very dirty car there. Cloakzy with a 10-second penalty. He will be able to serve this in the pits. He needs to stay stationary for about 1 second, 10 seconds. No mechanic is allowed to touch a car, and then after the 10 seconds they can then change, only then change the tires. But scrappy there on the exit of the the hairpin, turn 11. Edwards is on his own race here. Big T also. Burns the ERS. Let's go through a lap with him. 315 kph. Small dab on the brakes here, then followed by more pressure. Hits the apex there on turn 2 into turn 3. That's going to be flat out. A small dab on the brakes on turn 4. Turn 5, then turn 6. Use the curve to rotate the car. Flat out through to turn 7. And this will be at the end of sector 1, which begins with turn 8. This corner will not forgive any braking mishaps or attention on the throttle, up the gears, to turn 10, which is flat out, turn 11 the hairpin, use the apex and the curve to rotate the car, flat out, up the gears, gear 7, turn 12, which is flat out, which leads you to spoon, turn 13 and 14, 2 double apex left-handers with an off camber exit on turn 14, set you up for the straight to 130R. End of sector 2 will be run about here, and then 130R, which is going to be flat out. Very famous overtakes there between Fernando and Max Schumacher. A bit of a heap of oversteer for Big T into turn 16 into the chicane, and that lap time is just going up and up and up. No battles at the moment, but Erasmus is closing in on Cloakesy with a 10-second penalty hanging over his head. Three-second penalty for Cloakesy. Multiple warnings for track limits, which entails if you go over the white lines with all 4 wheels for 3 times, you will get a 3-second penalty. That penalty will not be servable inside the pits. It will be added to your race time afterwards, and if your opponent or competitor is within that 3 seconds, you will lose the track position. I think you won't have DRS. Needs to get into the slipstream, save up some battery, and attack him on the next lap. Eric should be coming into the pits at any time now. I think the next 3 or 4 laps you should be coming in to get a brand new set of, I think it's going to be hards. Mediums for about 17 laps on a 50% race distance will be tough, but it's doable. Let's see what his plan is. Just a small dab of brakes. 2 gears down, use the engine braking to stop the car, use the scrubbing of the front axle to slow the car and set yourself up for this straight. And Vinton is in DRS zone with the hards on Crispy. I don't think Crispy has joined the session again. He has left, maybe his power is off. We will find out later on. Off he DNF. I did not see when that happened. I think he went into the other Williams, I think. Let's get some racing done. DRS will open now, but there's not a lot of battery left. But this will help him stay in the DRS zone later on the next lap, and maybe then secure a overtake. Peter went into the pits now. Someone went into the pits. On the diffuser of Cloakesy. Cloakesy is going very slow now. A lot of oversteer, a lot of understeer, every corner. Needs to get the turn in here. Cloakesy needs to play the smart, stay behind Crispy. Get yourself some DRS for the start, otherwise you're going to be a sitting duck. washes out a bit. It's hard to follow another car this close for a whole lap. It will also hurt your tires. Needs to get the overtake done as quickly as possible. Small dab on the brakes here, down 2 gears more. Set yourself up for this long straight. Into the chicane, over the detection line. He will have DRS, but also will have Cloakzy. And he goes into the pits. I think he's going to fancy an undercut here. So that entails that you go in earlier than your opponent, get some fresh rubber on, extract an outlap, a very fast outlap, and overtake inside the pits. And that will let Peter and Wayne through. Wayne on that medium to old hards now. He will have to try and take this hards right to the end. He already pitted once and changed the front wing, which cost him about 7 seconds inside his pit box. Denton behind Edwards here. Edwards already pitted, has hards on, and he still maintained his P2 position. These two McLarens, Aston Martins working nicely together, helping each other with the DRS, looks like. No battles at the moment. Only Erasmus that went to the hards. We'll see what Cloakzy is going to do. But he still has that 10-second penalty hanging over his head. So he'll definitely come in out of the pit at last. He can't fit another medium. He has to put on a hard or a soft. You are required to run at least 2 different compounds through the race. He clocks in a 152.8. That's only because this is an outlap. Wayne is keeping up quite good with his teammate, which has a brand new set of mediums on. I don't know what he's going to do. Maybe he's going to go for this stint to the end. It's doable. It's going to be hard, but it's doable. You will still lose a position or 2. Big T is ahead still with about 24 seconds on the next car of Edwards in P2. overtake incoming on Cloakzy from Peter. Only 2 tenths separating them with a 3 lap old tyre against a 12 lap. This is where we're going to see the difference between tyre life, between strategies. Goes to the outside, Cloakzy is going to try and defend. Set yourself up here, onto the grass, washes out the bit, eats the curb there, dives to the inside. Peter will have DRS. So he goes to the pits, he says, I'm not going to fancy another battle here. I'm going to the pits, serve my penalty, get my race up and going again, and see what I can do. SS is quite demanding, needs to concentrate here, use the curbs, rotate your car. That cost Peter a bit of lap time there. As you can see, his teammate in P5 with a 12 lap old hards is back in DRS. Will they work as a team here and go and hunt the top 3? It's going to be quite far, but it is doable. So Crispiest Jam hasn't joined the session yet. He has some internet problems or power problems. Let's drive on board with Wayne. Onto the pit straight. Drivers will be at full throttle for 63.6% of the lap. 48 gear changes. Into turn 1 we go. Small dab on the brakes. Out, watches out to the curb there. Hits the apex nicely on turn 2. On the exit of turn 2. Which is going to be a flat out through turn 3. Bit of lift and coast through turn 5. Then we need to get to turn 6 and 7. Turn 7 will be a lift and coast. Down 1 gear. And then turn 7 and then turn 8 which will finish up turn sector 1. Turn 9 on the throttle, up the gears towards turn 10 is going to be a flat out on the brakes at the end of the curb there, throws the car into turn 11 at the hairpin, and again behind his teammate of the other Aston. Towards turn 12, which leads to Spoon, which is a double left-hander apex. First one and then the second one. This off camber with a dirty air. You need to concentrate and get the entry and exit good. Set yourself up for this long straight, which leads to 130R, and then towards the chicanes here at the pit entry. Over the curb at turn 16, over the curb at turn 17. Get yourself some DRS, work as a team, and go and get that podium. I think Peter will pit again. He still needs to go 11 laps on that mediums. It's doable. It's going to be hard, but it's doable. Let's see if they're going to do the swappies here. Let the R-Tyre go through, or they're going to hold positions here. Looks like that the second Aston here is a bit faster than the first one. The tyres are up to optimal temperature now, and there shouldn't be any time lost or gained by both of them. With that said, the front leading McLaren is losing a bit of time towards his teammate. Into Spoon we go. At the 50 meter mark, get on the brakes, down 2 gears, second apex, down 2 gears. Don't want to get into that curb, it will guide you into the wall. just needs to stay in DRS from his teammate, get the lap times falling, and get that podium. I think the podium will be set for P1 and P2 at the moment. And our first overtake is with us. 10-second penalty for Smokester speeding in the pit lane. You need to be under the speed limit. I think it's kph in Japan. If you go over it, you will get a 10-second penalty, which is servable in the pits. If you don't pit again, it will be added to your race time. Washes out a bit here at the hairpin. And we have another battle on our hands. A 2-lap old medium against a 6-lap old hard. The hard should be at a bit of a disadvantage at this stage. The medium will be a bit faster. It should be arriving at its optimal temperature around about now. And Venton needs to make quick dispatch of Erasmus in front of him. Erasmus served that. No, he didn't serve a 10-second penalty. But he pitted and undercut it. He did undercut Cloudsy. Let's see if he fancies a overtake into the chicanes here. Gaining a lot here on the straight here. I think Erasmus is saving a bit of battery. His rear light isn't flashing, which means he is not harvesting energy. Good exit here will most definitely secure overtake for you. To the inside he goes on the dirty part of the track where all the pebbles are laying. Gets onto the racing line. No defensive maneuver whatsoever from the Sauber behind him. Bit of understeer there for Venton. Onto the throttle, up the gears into turn 10, get onto the brakes. Doesn't fancy an overtake here. This is also a prime overtaking opportunity. You need to stay close within about 2 tenths in the car in front, dive to the inside and get to the apex first. Bit of oversteer there. That's what that air does. You still have a hard tie on. 7 tenths separating the two. I don't think there will be an overtake coming into turn 1. If you can set up the braking and entry on this chicane here. Get the entrance nice. Now all depends on the exit. Doesn't have a lot of battery left. Already losing time to the Alpine in front. Opens the DRS and still can't gain anything. And I think that's it for Erasmus. Maybe in the latter stages of this race he'll catch up a bit to Venton. That front axle needs to grip through the S's for that lap times to be optimal. No errors whatsoever can be afforded into sector 2 through to turn 8 and 9. That will run you off into the gravel, and if you eat gravel it will wash you out against the wall, which means an end for your race. Only 5 tenths separating the two. Venton looks like he's running a bit of low downforce for this track. He's getting a lot on the straights but losing a bunch of time on the corners. Look at that gap time, that gap climbing again. That rear wing should be very skinny. into the chicane. Needs to get this exit perfect to set yourself up for an overtake here, but not a bunch of battery again for Erasmus. Looks like he's struggling with the management of that battery. Look at that lap time. He's gaining, but not a lot. Won't be enough. I think he's just holding position for that penalty to come into effect at the latter stages of this Grand Prix. Only 3 seconds. So he needs to stay in 3 seconds behind Ventont to get that 4th position. Smixter with a 10-second penalty and Cloakesy with a 10-second penalty. I think was for the pit entry. Don't think he's going to try and serve it here. He's just going to finish the race with a 10-second penalty. Push out that lap times, get that advantage, and just secure P7. As it stands now, Williams will overtake McLaren in the constructors for P3, which is held by Ferrari in P1, then Red Bull in P2 with 25 points, followed by McLaren with 15 and Williams with 10. Mercedes follows Williams with 8 points, followed by Kicksauer with 6, then Alpine with 4, and RB, Honda, Red Bull Powertrains with only 3 points. Haas with 0 and Aston with 0. Aston will also overtake RB and Haas for P8 on the constructors. Erasmus on the back still of Ventont. I think he should go for the overtake. This dirty air will hurt his tires. Maybe go for it now. He's not. No, he's a bit far for turn 11. Or maybe force an error. Yeah. Nice exit for Erasmus. Sloppy and leaves a lot of time out there. Ventont. Nice exit, nice entry again, and Ventont watches out there at the exit of Spoon, turn 14. Just needs to hold this line, get the slipstream here, and maybe fancy an overtake here at turn 16, because it's hard to overtake this Alpine on the pit straight. DRS isn't working for him at the moment, doesn't have a lot of battery left, and look at that time climbing again. I don't think he will get overtake here. But William Alpine has still a lot of battery left. Through the S's. Turn 5, then turn 6, and then turn 7. We will lead you up to turn 8, which is also going to be flat out. And then you need concentration for turn 9, for turn 8 and 10. Because one mess up here will cost you your race or your position. Save a battery through sector 1 and 2. Deploy it at sector 1 and get the overtake done. Again wide for Ventont. Again. He's deploying. Erasmus again deploys the battery on this straight. Three tenths separating them. DRS opens, but yet again too far for him. Just waiting for that mediums to fall off. Oh, and he goes wide onto the curb, which is going to set him way off through the S's. You can see the line is not optimal. Washes out at every apex. It's looking to sneak something in there on the inside, but couldn't manage, and on we go. The Sauber behind the Alpine. Small lockup there from the Sauber. Deploys battery, and at the hairpin we go again. No dives, no opportunities there. Only 4 tenths separating them. Into spoon. Nice entry and exit, optimal line for the Sauber. This Alpine is starting to struggle now, it looks like. Into the slipstream he goes, and into our 130R, and again gets the DRS, but no battery left, which means no overtake. Opens the DRS, burns the remaining battery, only at 0%. Very close this lap. 3 tenths into turn 8 and 9. If he gets the exit here, he can get the overtake done at turn 11. No, he doesn't get the exit he wants. Turn 10 flat out, turn 11, hairpin almost runs into the back of the Alpine. Very slow there on the entry and the exit. To turn 12, which ends sector 2. Starts sector 2. He has quite a lot of battery this lap. Let's see what he does. Is he gonna go for the overtake here at the 150R, or is he gonna go for it at the chicane? And Alpine peels into the pits, going for a new set of rubber, and that sets Erasmus free to go and get Wayne. 9 seconds left, 2 laps remaining. I don't think he will catch him, and let's see where Vinton comes out. I think there will be a battle. No, there won't. He's gonna come out between Cloakzy and Smokestan. Another 3-second penalty for Peter for track limits. You only get 2 warnings, and on your third strike, going over the white line with all 4 wheels, you'll get a 3-second penalty. Let's look at the penalties at the moment. So it's going to be 6 for Cloakzy, 3 for Vinton, 10 for Smokester for the pit entry infringement, and 3 for Peter. And Wayne, from the last position, he started in P10, and is gonna get a podium if things carry out like this. What a good race from him. Lost out in the beginning, went to that hards very early, and it all worked out at the end. Only a one incident with a virtual safety car. Someone spun out and there were cars into each other at lap 5, and that set up Wayne's win or podium for tonight. Edworks in a whole other league, and Big T once again dominates the race with a pole lap, led every lap, and he takes the win. I also think he has the fastest lap. Went on a soft tire. Last lap going. Let's ride on board with Big T. Into the hairpin of turn 11. Nice exit there. Foot to the floor. Up the gears. Into turn 12, which is going to be flat out and is going to be behind Cloaks here. Into Spoon. Turn 11. Small dab on the brakes. Down 2 gears. Get onto the throttle at the apex. And up the gears we go again. Deploys the battery into the slipstream of the Mercedes of Crispius Jam. 130R coming up. Very iconic corner there. At the 50-meter mark, onto the brakes, down the gears into gear 3. Onto the exit, foot to the floor. Up the gears, and we have another winner. Big T takes his second win for Tier 1 at F1 SA with a big gap of 55 seconds, followed by Edworks. We still have to wait there for about a minute. That is big, how big the gap was. And we have 5 lapped cars finished their races with 26 laps. Only waiting for Edworks, Wayne and Erasmus. Don't think there's going to be any changes in the final few corners. Let's follow Edworks over the line. At the 100-meter mark, onto the brakes, down the gears, throws the car into the corner. Get the exit in turn 17, followed by turn 18, which is the pit wall, and we have yellow flags at Spoon. Oh! Commentator's curse. I said nothing will change. And he has a flat wheel at the rear. I think it's the left rear. That tire just couldn't hold on. 25 laps. 25 laps he was on that tire. Set himself up for a podium and everything threw away only by a faulty tire on the left rear. Cost him a podium. Started in dead last. Gonna limp that car back to the pits or back to the finish line. Sorry, mate. Good race from you. Over the gravel he goes. No control of that car. 3-second penalty for him also. And he's gonna get over the line in P4, start in P10. Let's look at the results. So driver of the day is Wayne. Most overtakes done by Peter. Fastest lap, Big T, and our race winner, Big T also. And that's it, guys. That's your race for tonight with your winner, Big T, followed by Edworks, and finishing off your podium is going to be Erasmus in P3 with a minute and 34 seconds behind, followed by Wayne, Peter, Vinton, Smikster, Cloaksy, Crispy, and our only DNF for the night is going to be Alfie. Thanks, guys. Thank you for watching, and see you next week.